On today's video, let's talk about flagships. Everything you need to know from the beginning. From how to unlock them, how you get flagship blueprints, how do you use them, how do you level them up, what kind of gear should you put on your flagships, what type of flagship do you have, everything you need to know to master your flagships, set them up the right way, and get a huge head start while conquering space. So sit back, slap a like on the video, and let's go. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Gecko Gaming. Today we're going to focus on the right side of your command center and talk about these buildings right here. The outfitting factory, flagship, outfitting depot, and trade center. Before we start though, don't forget to drop a like on this video and subscribe down below. Brand new channel, can use every single one of your subscriptions if you're enjoying the content. Let's really quickly talk about what a flagship is. Flagship is a commander. It is the commanding force that is going to lead your fleets into battle or into anything you want them to do. You cannot birth a fleet without a flagship leading it. So these are like the go-to commanders. Now, there are a ton of these available in this game, from legendaries to epics to blue ones, which are advanced. Each and every one of these has a different usability, which we're going to talk about later on. The way you get flagships is by simply spending a little bit of money on special bundles, or if you're looking for the free-to-play way to do it, you get yourself the daily missions done every single day, which will give you one of these legendary secret prototype devices, which can give you potentially full flagships or blueprints of said flagship. And by the way, in this video still today, we are going to open a lot of these chests. 16 of the legendaries, 24 of the epics, and maybe a little bit more than that. We'll see. Okay, Future Gecko here really quickly, just to let you know that you can also get flagship blueprints out of the campaign. The reason the campaign is so important is that the more of this campaign you get through, which I'm terribly bad behind that, every single day you're going to get more progress rewards, which will give you a total of a certain amount of credits, as you can see up there, and you can exchange those credits in the store for blueprints. So you can see right here, you can get the Prometheus, 30 of them for 15,000 credits. You can also get 100 of the Nemesis class, the flagship, the Theseus. And I'm assuming that this updates every few days or whatever it is. You have free refreshes for the bottom, so you can get some blueprints out of that as well. But the top ones, I believe, updates every week or something like that. So this is another way you can get flagship blueprints in Infinite Galaxy. But anyway, as soon as you get your flagship blueprints, you can go ahead and build them. The way you know if you're ready to rock and roll is you go and click on Build Flagship, and whichever one you're looking for, you will see right down there how many blueprints of each you have. You can attempt to buy the blueprint from the blueprint shop, but that is only available once you have unlocked said ship, which we'll talk about in a second. But reality is, the hardest thing with flagships is just that first unlock, getting those first 50 blueprints. After that, you can, as I mentioned, purchase them and do much more things, which we'll show you in this video still. So let's pretend for a moment you've already found the one that you're unlocking. You've unlocked it, you're building it, and you're ready to rock and roll. What on earth are we looking at here? This is your flagship screen with all the information about every single one of your flagships. Now, this screen is divided into two sides, the left side and the right side right here. So on the left side, you have a list of all the current flagships you have available and the button to build a flagship. Right next to it, you have the name of the flagship. This is the Argo. And underneath it, you see it's a Gatherer Mobility, and we have 50 of its blueprints available. What you're also seeing at the bottom down here is that this flagship is out there reinforcing right now, and it's 100% capacity, 100% build. So looking through this screen from there on out, we have up here the information of your flagship, exactly what it does and what level it is. And based on the level that it is, those stats will vary and grow. So for example, if you want to send more ships out there with your fleet, you might want to level up your flagships a lot. Below that, you'll see the flagship skills. And this is a very important part that we're going to focus on into more depth in a second. Finally, you have the gear slot, which shows you each and every one of these ships, what kind of gear you have on it or don't have on it, and all that good stuff, and how much you can put on top of it. Now, using the Argo as an example, there's a little bit of more information you can find out in this screen that is going to be very helpful for you. Now, this is a gatherer mobility because of that top left information, but there is another slight trick that you can use to know what usability your said flagship has, and that is reading through the flagship skills. You can see the third skill is a gathering speed bonus, which will kind of tell you, well, this is a gathering ship. You have a load bonus on top of it to even get further resources in here. But the number one determining factor in here that is super, super important out of all of this is that first skill. It's a laser type Prophecy of Argo weapon. Now, if you take a quick peek at every single one of these, you'll find that they have a weapon as their first skill, and it says the type of weapon this is. That will give you a better indication on what kind of weaponry this said flagship is better with. And the reason this is important is you don't want on a kinetic weapon, for example, like this one right here, to equip missiles. You want to get, or lasers in this case, well, this is all we had. I had one kinetic, so I used it. I have an extra laser. I was like, screw it, I'm going to put it here. Better than not have anything. But if I were to go with the ideal build, we wanted as many kinetic weapons on the gear slot as possible, because that's what this ship is all about. Now that we know exactly what each ship is what for, and you know exactly all this screen and all that, let's talk about these buttons right here and then go talk about gear next. So on top of having your flagship and, of course, leveling it up, you also need to be able to rank it up to level up the kinds of skills that you have. Let's talk first of all about leveling up. And the way that's done is by clicking on Fortify and utilizing XP cards to level up your flagship. The further up you level it up, the more you're going to get goodies. So as you can see, now we gained a little bit of power, leveling up this flagship to level 3, a little bit of power, a little bit of attack boost, HP, armor, shield, a nice leadership boost, and a damage output increase. But for us, the leadership boost is what matters. The more troops we can send, the better it is for us. And so the Argo right there doing its thing with its leadership boost all the way up to 160. And here's the thing. We have some of its blueprints available, and we don't have anything that we need to do with them. So what you can do is once you start hoarding and getting some of these extra blueprints from opening bundles and packs and doing whatever you're doing to get blueprints, you can modify your flagship, and with a certain amount of blueprints, which we have exactly that, and some resources, you can level up your ship. So in this scenario, we have a level up of this skill right here. Unfortunately, I don't think you get to choose which skills get leveled up. It's just based on a certain order, unless I am wrong and there's a way to choose this. By the looks of it, on this next rank up, that second skill is going to go up. And all you got to do is you have your blueprints available and you click modify. And just like that, your flagship gained a level and a little bit of a power boost for you. You want to keep powering up your flagships as much as you can. And you want to keep leveling them up if you're going to be using them. I have leveled up a lot my Hercules, my number one weaponry flagship as of right now, but we're about to change that because we're about to open a ton of blueprints. But before we do that, we still need to talk about equipment. Now, if you go into the outfitting factory right here, the outfitting factory is where you create equipment. That's pretty much as easy as it gets. You have the list of equipment available, and you can choose between kinetic, missile, laser, or protection weapon gear. On top of that, you can upgrade your existing gear further up if you choose to do so, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Essentially, you pick the flagship that you want, and you're going to need two things in order to get equipment gear out there. If you're getting green gear, you don't need blueprints. You can just go ahead and get green gear. And by the way, the recommendation is get your green gear and get it leveled up. Don't worry about going straight for the blues or straight for the purples or straight for the yellows. It's a little bit hard early on. Getting the greens and leveling that up will give you a huge boost. And the greens don't require blueprints. You can just make as many kinetics as you need, as many missiles as you need, as many lasers as you need, and level them up. Equipment materials are not too hard to get a hand on. Every time I kill a marauder, I get them. So it shouldn't be too terrible to get equipment materials to level up and upgrade your equipment. But essentially, all you got to do is you pick one, and let's go with a kinetic for now, and choose whichever level you want to make. In this scenario, we have a blue kinetic weapon available. We have the blueprint, so let's go ahead and make that. We click manufacture, and boom. But as I mentioned to you all, we're going to also make sure we have a little bit of extra kinetic weaponry. So we'll catch another coil cannon really quickly and then go put it on our big boy ship as our power battery's going down. And so if we could take a look now at the flagship right here, this kinetic Artemis, it needed a little bit of a buff, and now we have geared it up with kinetic weapons. So we don't want to upgrade, we just want to gear and give it another. This is missile, this one right here, gear. We can get another one later on and upgrade our equipment, but for now, that is all you need to know about equipment. You straight up make the equipment that you need, upgrade it up. Don't be shy from upgrading up your equipment. We're going to do that in later on off this video, is figure out exactly how we level up everything we're doing. But you have also in the back here the outfitting depot. The outfitting depot can tell you exactly what kind of materials you have, what kind of blueprints you have. You can break them down. You can do whatever you want to do. You can break down all the equipment, get your materials back. You can stay with the same equipment, and obviously you can upgrade your equipment. You can fuse, you can break down whatever you need to do. This is where you can kind of see what your situation is materials wise and blueprints wise. Finally, before we start opening chests, once you have a said flagship available, you can always go into the trade center, which is right up here, and in there go into the blueprint shop, and you can pretty much buy 10 pieces of whichever blueprint you have the ship unlocked of for a certain amount of credits, premium credits that you, I believe, purchase, as well as you can get them through events. So you can very easily buy a legendary blueprint fragment with this shop as long as you have said flagship available. And the same thing goes for everyone else at, of course, different prices. We have a bunch of this currency, which we will be using in the future right after this video, trying to figure out which flagships do we really want. Without further ado, it's time for us to open some chests. We've been holding on to these for a little bit now. We have about 16 of the legendary ones, 24 of the epic ones, which will give us flagship design module. It can randomly produce a flagship blueprint or other materials through the analysis of data provided. We've already gotten full flagships out of this too, by the way. There's also flagship design module, which it looks to be the same thing. It can randomly produce some flagship blueprints. It's or other materials through the analysis. It's like, it looks like the same thing. But this is a flagship prototype device, and this is secret prototype device. So these are specific for flagships, and these are not. So I'm a little confused about what these are. We also have a ton of material chests, as well as flagship gear blueprint chests, which we're all going to open in this video. So here's where you grab some popcorn and enjoy the opening. We'll start from the epics, and I think we'll do 6 at a time, see what we end up getting out of all of these. I don't know if it's good to do it in parts, if it's not, and all that. Don't forget to drop a like before we start. And all right, let's get going. 6 secret prototype device chests. Come on, baby. Give us something good. Okay. We picked up some epic currency, 22 blues plus another 20 blues. This is a little bit weird because it's got to be careful where you tap. The Argos class. We got the Peleus, which are the 2 blue ones. Our Hercules, 4 Jasons. From there, some speed ups, 2 flagship gear blueprint chests, not terrible. Some Federation credits, the epic credits that we need to buy epic blueprints. So nothing very, very exciting. It's 300 credits. How much did we say it costs to get the... So it costs 600. So we got about 5 extra blueprints in credit form, essentially. All right. Well, that's not too terrible. Let's go see if we can get something better. So if we go, let's say 6 again, and maybe we'll do 12 just to not drag this too long on the last one. Let's see what we got. Come on, baby. Hit us with something good. Ooh, we got the Argo, a full ship. As I mentioned, we already had the Argo. As soon as I saw the Argo, I was like, oh. So yeah, we got a full ship out of one of these. It's going to turn into blueprints because we already have it available. So 35, a full Argo. 35 extra Peleus. We have another 24 Argos on top of that. And this one was a little bit worse, I guess, because we only got blue blueprints and no epic credits or anything like that. Let's see if we open 12 this time, if we're going to get something crazy out of it. So we'll max open 12, and let's see what we get. Here we go. Oh, and a Peleus. Okay, well, we got a full blue ship out of this. Oh, now that was a good opening. This is what we're talking about. We got a full Peleus plus another 54 Argos and 20 of the Peleus again. But 6 Nemesis, Apollo 6 as well, Radamanthus, something like that, 5 of them, and a bunch of extra stuff, including 5 extra blueprints once we get the credits, the things unlocked. Not bad. That wasn't bad at all. But let's go hit the legendaries and see what happens. In the legendaries, we'll do 8 and 8 just to make this interesting. 8 and 8 on the legendaries. Let's hope and pray we get something good. We really need some more flagships available. Let's go, boys. Come on. Oh, damn. Okay, timeout. Very gently. We got 10 Achilles. We're 2 away from getting Achilles unlocked, by the way. We have 10 Brontes, 10 Theseus, 20 Apollo class, Rada, I got another 10, and then a few of the blues, which we know already. We got 600 of these, so that's another 10 epic blueprints from the shop once we get it, and 600 of the Gold Federation coins, which I believe we need 3,000? No, it's 600, so damn, we got another 10. That was really good. That was actually very, very, very good. It's not bad at all. Let's go see if we get another 8. If we get something good, maybe we can unlock an epic flagship. Let's see. Come on, baby. Hit us with an 8. The Brontes. Yes, we got a full flagship. Sweet. I don't know what it does, but hey, I'll take it. A full purple. Oh, 2. A full purple and a full Argo out of all of this. Oh my God. Was this really good? We got the full Brontes on deck now, plus another Argo, 10 Artemis blueprints, plus add to that another 10 Brontes right there, 10 Theseus, 20 Radas, 600 epic credits, a lot of resources. I think this is a W. What do you all think? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. Damn, we did good. It's not over yet. We got 7 of these flagship prototype things to do. Let's see what happens with these. And then, of course, we can open the rest, right? We got a bunch of flagship raw materials and then another blueprints. So that could be kind of cool to get all of that open in this video. Let's go. Okay, well, this was less intense. 30 blues and I guess nothing very special out of those chests. That's kind of sad, but it's okay. 190 flagship gear raw materials. What do we get out of this? We got 1 blue. Oh, damn, we got a bunch of blues. Out of 190, we got 2, 4, 6, 10, 14, 17, 20, 22, 23 blues, and the rest a bunch of greens. A ton of greens. Seems about right to me. That looks decent. Can we get an epic out of the 50 blues, though, or even a legendary? Would that be crazy enough? I don't know if we have the drop rates of this available yet, but let's see what 50 of these will give us. 1 epic material. Oh, okay. So I see 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 epic materials out of 50 blues. That sounds good to me. That sounds really nice. Reminder that we've gotten these chests through doing events as well as buying some bundles. And obviously the gold chest event ones that we opened that were really good is every day you can get one from daily missions. So make sure you're doing those. Blue gear fragments. I honestly don't know what to expect out of this. So we're just going to go. Okay, we got a boatload of everything. A lot of blues, but some purples. Some interesting purples. I don't know if that's full blueprint or those are blueprint fragments. If those are actual blueprints, then that's kind of nutty. Because essentially we can pretty much make anything, right? I would assume those are fragments. Am I wrong? I am not wrong. We have all these blueprints. Damn, that's nice. So we picked up a bunch of weaponry. That's kind of sick. And we haven't even done. We haven't even finished. We got one more to go. We got the big boy, the 16 epic blueprint gears. Can we get a legendary out of this? We can. We got 2 legendaries. 2 legendaries, or what? So out of the 16 epics, we got about, what is this? 9 epics, 2 legendaries, and what is it? There's more than there was intention. There's more drops than there were chests, I can tell you that much. We have 3, 6, 8, 10, 11 epics, 2 legendaries, and 9 blues. That's cool. We might have to make some legendary equipment now. We'll see how that one works. And so right now, I have a bunch of ships that I'm assuming I can already get done, or I can try. 49 here, 48, 30, 30. Oh no, we gotta get another day or 2 of these just to get the last ones. Oh, we're 1 away from being able to make the rod, and then 2 from the Achilles. And Theseus and all them have a little bit of work to come. But hey, we'll get those blueprints out of the way real quick. In the meantime, we're going to make some equipment. We're going to level up our flagships, and we're going to figure out what we're doing next. But for now, I'm Gecko, signing out of Galactic Geckos, brought to you by Gecko Gaming. I appreciate if you drop a like on the video, subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next video. We still got plenty to talk about flagships, but this will give you a basic idea on what you're doing. And we got so much more to come. Don't forget to drop the subscribe. Peace.